Achieving your goals can be super overwhelming. That's why it's important to take clear, actionable steps to make them happen. I'm Janu, and I talk about all things intentional living. So today I'm going to be sharing with you my 2022 vision board and how I'm actually going to accomplish these goals. I'm going to break this down step by step in a Notion template. So feel free to pause this video, go to the description box below and download the Notion template so we can do this video together and start planning out the new year and achieving all of our goals that we set for ourselves. All right, so I'm just gonna go over my vision board. You can easily grab photos off the internet or you can just take some from Canva. I'm gonna go over my vision board and some of the goals that I'm setting for myself. So one of the things is traveling. This is Japan. I really wanna go to Japan. I don't know if that's gonna actually happen this year because of COVID, but I would love to go to Japan and I definitely want to travel more. The next one is I want to be more active. I feel like because I work from home and I'm always just like on my computer editing or whatever the case may be, I don't move my body as much. So this year I definitely want to move my body. I can definitely feel old age getting to me. So this year I definitely want to move my body more. And next is I want to do more like food videos, cooking videos, and just eat healthier. I'm not completely vegan or plant-based. It's definitely a goal of mine this year to transition to a more plant-based vegan lifestyle. I think sometimes it can just seem like there's so many spices and ingredients and I just don't know where to start. I'm definitely going to be doing more of that this year. I really want to save for a down payment on a house. Now this is obviously a very big house. I don't think I can afford that quite yet, but I definitely want to start saving towards a house. I'm living in Austin right now and the rent prices are going up and basically it's the cost of a mortgage payment. So I'm like, I just want to save for a down payment on a house. And also just will make my life so much easier because right now, even living in an apartment, even filming this video right now, there's like trucks that are beeping that I have to like film around. Next is I'm setting a goal for 100K on YouTube and 100K on Instagram now. I'm at 10K on YouTube right now. I do think it is possible. I think what it's gonna take to get there is being consistent. So my goal is to do 2 YouTube videos a week. Honestly, YouTube videos can be super overwhelming. I love doing them. I feel like that's one of my favorite things to produce because I just love creating quality content and having people watch it and find value in it. But it obviously takes a lot more work. Like I recently just purchased new equipment to help me. I have a monitor, I have a mic up here, I have a second camera that I'm using. I just got the Sony a7 III. I had to get a heavy duty tripod, which was like $150 because of all the stuff that's going on with the camera. My tripod that I had before could not handle it. So I'm always upgrading and trying to make my content the best that it can be. And then also I want to save $60,000, which I think that is more towards the down payment. You know, we're still figuring out numbers, but I think saving $60,000 would be amazing. So I'm really trying to dial back this year and really not spend on anything that isn't going towards my business. And this car, this is not for now, but this is an electric Porsche. After I get a house, I definitely want a luxury electric car. So, you know, putting out there for the future, having my dream car. And I also want to launch an online course this year. So I really want to help people reach financial freedom. And if they want to quit their jobs and do content creation full time, I want to be able to help people to do that. So there's gonna be lots of goodies in there from how to actually film to how to talk to brands. So all that's gonna be there. It's gonna take time. I still have to work on it. That's one of my goals for this year, obviously. But again, I'm gonna have to break it down step by step, which we'll see in the Notion template. And then with the online course, I would also love to do some sort of ebook. I don't know if I wanna just do a simple one that's more of like a gifted item, or it could be something that I sell, but I'm also trying to create other sources of income because for me, brand deals are great, but I don't know, for me, that's not a long-term strategy. I would love to have like maybe 2 or 3 big brands that I work with throughout the year and the rest is coming from other sources of income, that's why I also want to get into owning property and having investments. And I definitely want to find more ways to make passive income that's not just relying on brand. And I'm also this year working on building out my blog. I'll put that in the description box below as well. And then last but not least, right now I have this guy who's like just speaking. I want to do more speaking engagements. I think that's another source of income I want to get into. And I think it's just fun to connect with people, not just, you know, on Instagram or YouTube, but to either be face-to-face or video chat. I think it's great to kind of get out in the community, actually talk to people. All right, so now that we are done with Canva, I'm gonna head over to Notion, and again, this template is in the description box below. I kind of created my own template. This is a combination of different people's that I found that I liked, and so I've kind of made it my own. And as you can see, I have like a little quote here, which is really cute. You can just refresh it every so often. And so the way that I have this broken down is I have goals broken down by quarters. So you have quarter 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then I also have my top 5 goals this year, top 5 personal goals, and business links. So these links, I'm not gonna go through today, but feel free to click through them. And if they're helpful to you, great. It's obviously more built towards someone who's a creator when it comes to the business links, but everything over here, like it doesn't matter if you're a creator, doctor, whatever the case may be, this will be very helpful to you in terms of breaking down your goals and actually accomplishing them. So for this video, we're just gonna go through quarterly goals, and we can also write out our top 5 goals this year. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with some of mine. So my first goal this year is to make $200,000. Hopefully we can go over that, but that's kind of the goal I'm setting for myself, which is 50K a quarter. One of my other goals this year is to launch my IG course. The next goal is to pay off my car, which is about $12,000. I want to have 60K in savings because we're trying to save towards that down payment for a house. Then my last goal is 100K on IG and YouTube. And again, these are goals you're setting for yourself. If at the end of the year you don't accomplish these goals, it's okay, but I think the purpose of this is to be reaching towards it and to be working towards it. So let's say I only make it to 50K on YouTube, but I still did the work and I'm being consistent. I'll eventually get to that 100K. Maybe it may not be at the end of the year, but I know I will accomplish it. Sometimes things don't always happen when you plan, but it's all good. I think everything will happen. It's just a matter of when it will happen. It's all about being consistent and persistent and going after your goals and never giving up. Personal goals, I want to get in better shape. I also want to be more plants based. And then I'm still thinking of the other 3 personal goals. We'll circle back on those, but I'm still thinking through what my other 3 personal goals will be for this year. I'll definitely share it with you guys once I figure that out. It's like long-term goals if you want to put that as well. So what's really, really helpful is breaking it down by quarter. So today we're just going to do the January through March because I haven't done the rest of the quarters yet. And I don't think you have to do the full year. I think it's just starting off by quarter is super helpful. I feel like you have to go through every single month right now at the beginning of the year, but I think going through it quarterly is super helpful. So the way that it's broken down is we have our January through March. So we have our months here, and then we're gonna go through our top 3 priorities for this quarter. And then at the end of the quarter, you can review what went well, what you could have done better, so you can make improvements for the next quarter. So for me, for example, my goal is to, I have it written on my other computer because I wanted to do it with you guys, is to make 37K. So I've already secured about 55,000 in brand partnerships for the year. I think that money is just gonna go straight into an account that's for my 60K in savings. But in order for me to hit my goal this quarter, I have to make an additional 37,000 between now and March. And then my next priority is to secure Earth Month partnerships. So Earth Month is in April, and so I'm probably gonna start to reach out to brands late February, early March to secure speaking engagements and partnerships for Earth Month. Earth Month tends to be my biggest money-making month. My next priority is to finish course. So I want to finish my Instagram course so I can start selling it and that's a way of passive income, and it's just a way to help other people. So many people ask me questions about how to start their own business. It's going to be a great way to share with you guys. It's going to be super, super helpful, and I just love helping other people achieve their dreams. All right, so now we're going to go through January. And again, we have our top priorities. I put a little calendar in here for you guys. So priorities for January is to create 3 months of YouTube content and 22 reels. My next priority is to build my LinkedIn, because I think a lot of times one of the best ways to find speaking engagements is to reach out to people on LinkedIn, because it's just like more professional versus DMing brands. I feel like a lot of creators don't think of that. They just think to either email or DM a brand, but I think finding someone on LinkedIn is definitely a great hack that I feel like a lot of creators don't use, but it's super, super helpful. So I want to build out my LinkedIn a little bit more and reach out to people that way. And my third priority this month is to go to a dentist / health checkups. Because it doesn't matter how much money you make, you gotta make sure your body is well. And I feel like we just push health things to the side, but we gotta make sure our body is right, and that should be just as much as a priority as all of our business stuff. And for example, so what I'll do is, so this is obviously this is me filming on the 11th, but for week 1, for example, it'd be the 2nd, and you could put the month right here. You can put January. The day is, we'll say the 2nd to the 8th. And then I would just go ahead and like write out the top 3 priorities, 3 to 5 priorities for the week. And I would kind of delegate them to each of the days. So we have task 1, task 2, task 3, and so on and so forth. And so what I do is I'll make a list of all the tasks that need to be done, and then I will just put them in the days that make the most sense. I'm all about task batching as well. So like, let's say I need to go to the grocery store and then I need to go to Target and do all these things that require me to run around, then I'll do that all on one day versus maybe a day that's just for filming. And so that's helpful as well, because the days that I'm running around, I don't have to put on makeup or look cute or anything. So I'll just make sure that I'm putting tasks together that make sense and will help me be more efficient and productive. So I'll kind of spread out the tasks throughout the week. And then this line right here just tells me what's top priority for that day. So maybe going to the grocery store isn't the biggest priority, so I'll put that here, versus maybe I need to send out an important email and I'll put that there. So that kind of helps me to spread out what it is that needs to get done. And then you just click done, and it's great because then you can look back and see all the things that you've accomplished. And it's the same for the rest of the week, and you can review at the end of the month to see what went well, what hasn't gone well. And I would just go ahead and do the same thing for each month. So I would do the exact same thing for February, list out the priorities, and then week by week write out the priorities, which obviously have to go with what the top priorities are for that month. And so you need to write out those things that you need to do. But for me, this has been super helpful. I feel like writing out your goals and dreams, you're just like writing them out on paper and then they're all over the place. But I feel like this is one way to actually put them all in one place. And it's been so helpful for me. So I hope you found this video helpful, and I hope that you're also taking time to rest and relax in this new year. Let me know in the comment section below if you have used this template and if you found it helpful, and if you'd like to see any videos like this in the future. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.